Here's another tree which you'll find quite commonly, although not so much in kind of ornamental planting areas, but it's quite typical of former farmland and lowland areas. And it's this tree with the, well, completely bare branches here, so you can see it's fully deciduous. And we can see it so clearly and nicely because behind it is Ficus microcarpa with full green foliage, so we can really see, you know, the branches, the branch structure in front of us here. So this is Celtis sinensis. Celtis sinensis. In Cantonese, it's pot shoe. These ones actually were planted, I think, a bit less than 10 years ago, and they're doing quite well. I mean, they look dead as a stone at the moment, but actually they're in pretty good health and they're growing quite well. Often, you know, if a tree dies, and then often the branches will curl up at the ends, and later on I'll try and find examples of that. And that, we don't see that here. In a few weeks, these will burst into beautiful new green foliage. It doesn't really have very spectacular flowers, although it produces masses of flowers actually as the new leaves come out, and then they attract millions of bees and wasps and whatnot. So we'll see that later on. Anyway, here's another tree species, Celtis sinensis. And I'm just going to walk up the road here and get a picture of a much older one, which is also interesting. So here are some older Celtis sinensis, and you can see almost completely deciduous, although there seem to be some little bits of new growth occurring on parts of the tree on the left. So we can get a closer look in a minute. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how old these are. I'm guessing they date from, you know, when the farmland really sort of finished here in Mui Wo, probably 70s, something like that, I guess. I mean, 1970s. So let's have a closer look at these trees. Still have a look at the bark on this Celtis sinensis. So this is not really a very old one, but you can see quite attractive, smooth, grey bark. And you can also see a lot of storm damage on this tree. Well, some of it's probably storm damage, some of it's probably just people hacking away at it. I mean, this don't get any maintenance at all. They kind of survive. I just want to see if we can get a little bit of foliage. It's odd, actually, that you know, some of these new shoots are shooting out kind of very early. I'm not quite sure why. It might be all the rain that we've had recently. Whether the trees, you know, respond to the length of the days changing, or whether it's rain or temperature or a combination of all of these things as to when they come back into leaf. I'm not sure. Anyway, this very soon, especially if the weather warms up, right, these are going to burst into leaf and flower. So we'll have another look at those. When that happens, it's probably going to happen within a week or two, I guess. Celtis sinensis.